Hello everyone, this is Akaya, and we are going to look at a 1v1 between EG iNcontrol and Root Drewbie. EG, of course, being the evil geniuses. iNcontrol actually recently just tried out for the Season 3 of GSL. He made it all the way to the finals in his qualifying group, but then he actually lost his last match, which would have put him in the round of 64. So unfortunately, we did not get to see him in any televised matches. He is facing off against Root Drewbie, though. And Root Gaming, one of the up-and-coming pro gaming teams, they've got a lot of really strong players. From what I understand, they don't have any official sponsors yet or anything, but these guys definitely deserve it. They're some very, very solid players. They've got players such as QXC, Bubba, Drewbie, of course, and I believe Pain User, and a few other people. There is a lot of very strong players on this team, but the one we're going to be watching again is Drewbie, playing as the Blue Terran, and on Metalopolis they are spawning on close positions. And fortunately, it looks like iNcontrol scouting in a counterclockwise pattern rather, is going to find his opponent straight away, already harassing one of the SCVs, but of course Root Drewbie, with a very good reaction, is getting that SCV, or that probe rather, right out of the way by getting another SCV attacking it. And here comes the barracks as well. Drewbie going to continue to follow around that one probe with his SCV to make sure it doesn't try any shenanigans. And once again, the probe coming back and doing some harassment. And look, very good timing by iNcontrol. He did take one hit, losing a few HP there, but some very, very good probe harassment can take place if you're good at micromanaging your probe, because obviously if you let it take hits until the shields are gone and then wait for the shields to regenerate, you can do a ton of minimal damage on these SCVs, and that little bit of damage can stack up, and you can even possibly get a worker or two if you're really good at controlling that and making sure that you take off with the probe before that before it actually takes any damage on the shields. But anyways, we can see he is going to continue to scout his base. There's also a gateway going up in iNcontrol's base, and he has his first assimilator up. So pretty standard tech. We do see one pylon kind of in the back of his base. I'm not sure if he's actually planning on hiding some tech back there possibly, or if that's just there in order to give him a little bit more vision in his base. But either way, getting that cyber core, so very standard play right now, going one gate, one cyber. Pretty typical tech pattern for Protoss players, especially playing against Terran. And it looks like iNcontrol actually stole one of the gases from Drewbie, so Drewbie's tech going to be delayed a little bit. He's going to have to rely a little more heavily on barracks, and as you can see, he does have a second barrack going up right now and getting a tech lab. And actually, real quick, before we get too far into this game, actually, I'm sorry, I just want to make note, apparently iNcontrol hiding a probe over here, and obviously that barracks that he is building does not quite see to the edge of this base, so he is not aware that that probe is there. But I did want to mention, unfortunately, I do not have a Wacky Wednesday video this week, so I apologize for any of you that were really looking forward to that video. It's been an interesting series, and we've seen some really weird games. But if you guys want to keep submitting games for that, like I said, it can be games of cheese that you have tried and you think is very solid, or cheese that you've learned that you think is solid, or cheese that you faced that you have trouble dealing with, or if you just find a replay on some random replay site or from a friend or anything that you think is really fun to watch and just interesting cheesy, then yeah, go ahead and send that in too. I'm just looking for some crazy out there games, not necessarily like really strong standard play, just something that's, you know, way out there, like a crazy, you know, 5 racks all in, or some kind of weird Zergling timing rush or spine crawler rush, or whatever you can think of. Just any kind of weird out there strategy that's a little bit crazy and a little bit all in. So, but anyways, getting back into the game here. It looks like we've got one barracks with a tech lab, one barracks with a reactor, and a decent amount of infantry units from Drewbie at this point. He's got 4 Marines and 2 Marauders right here. So that is a pretty solid force to go up against this Protoss, because looking at iNcontrol's base right now, he's only got 2 Stalkers and 1 Zealot, which Stalkers go down to Marauders very quickly. And I don't know if he has the concussive shell upgrade yet. No, he does not. And as you can see on the production menu, he's not yet researching it. But we do have a Dark Shrine going up for iNcontrol, so it looks like he's going to try to go for some early DT tech. And just now the warp gate technology finishing up, and it looks like Drewbie's going to try to push up in the front ramp here. Another Zealot coming out, and the warp gate's coming in. It looks like iNcontrol is going to have to pull off some probes to hold this off, managing to take down one of the Marines, but there are still 3 Marauders and 3 Marines here. This is going to be a very difficult force for iNcontrol to deal with this small amount of Protoss units. He really needs to get a sentry and wall off that ramp to prevent them from getting up there any further, but it looks like Drewbie, having lost lost a decent amount of health on a couple more of his remaining units, is going to back up for a second, but possibly coming in here for another shot, going to keep a light contained as reinforcements come up here. Another 4 Marines and 1 Marauder, and Drewbie doing the very, very smart thing in expanding behind this. Of course, anytime you keep your opponent in their base, it's always a good idea to expand, and it looks like Drewbie going to continue to push up in here, stimming and taking out a couple of stalkers, and then running back down the ramp to kite these zealots for a little bit, taking that zealot down, and iNcontrol finally getting a sentry in there, and is going to wall off that entrance, keeping any more Terran reinforcements for coming in for at least a little bit. But it looks like the Dark Shrine for iNcontrol is done, and he does have a proxy pylon warping in 2 DTs over at Drewbie's base, and these DTs are going to get a lot of SCV kills if Drewbie doesn't realize that they are in his base soon. And it looks like there are no longer any more units here for iNcontrol. iNcontrol warping in a Dark Templar at home as well, and it looks like he is going to try to take out the rest of this attacking force with that 1 DT. The command center has 1 scan on it, but he's got Dark Templars in 2 places, so he is going to have to pick and choose where he's going to use that. And he did realize, Drewbie did realize that there was DTs on the map, and it looks like he had to come back and actually just pulling all of his SCVs off. He's going to have to come out here and try to defend, and iNcontrol getting a little bit close to that DT there, losing 1 already, and it looks like he's going to try to move this other one in here and do some damage. Another stim going down for iNcontrol, trying to do some more damage, and iNcontrol just warping in some more zealots, trying to absorb hits, do as much damage as possible. Right now, Drewbie is not mining anything, and it looks like iNcontrol just trying to mine as much as he can right now, but 1 more scan coming down, and a turret even going up for Drewbie. He does have a decent amount of minerals stockpiled right now, so he can afford to keep producing units or even a few more buildings while he tries to hold this off. But iNcontrol losing almost every single probe. He's only got 3 left. There are a decent amount of SCVs here for Drewbie, but Drewbie is not mining. His command center, or orbital command rather, is lifted off, and it looks like he's not going to be able to do anything else with it. Meanwhile, back at the base for iNcontrol here, we can see that there is a bunker even going down, and this DD trying to move up in here, but it looks like this turret already being finished off is possibly going to let him hold on to this, and the SCV's blocking for the Marauders brilliantly. That Marauder with only 1 HP and the Marine with only 5. 1 slice from the DT would have taken down each of those units, but getting that turret up was absolutely crucial in a great block with the SCVs, and it looks like iNcontrol is pretty much out of this game at this point. He does not have enough to warp in another DT, and all of these units from Drewbie over here are going to be able to take down this, and it looks like iNcontrol is going to GG. So a very, very close game there, a base race of sorts almost, although with much, much smaller armies, obviously. A great move by Drewbie to get that turret up in order to defend against the DT coming back in order to defend the Protoss base. So anyways, thanks for watching this game, guys. I know it was kind of short. I do have one other game that I plan on casting this Thanksgiving weekend, which is a game between Liquid Tyler and somebody else. I can't remember who he played against, but it's Liquid Tyler, and he's a baller, so I'm excited to see that game. And thanks for watching again, guys. If you liked the video, go ahead and click like, subscribe, leave comments, whatever you feel necessary to do in order to show your support for the SC Battleground site. I'm Akai, and I'll see you guys next time.